All right. So last night was the first night of football, the Patriots versus the Steelers, and we packed out the new studio to the walls, and we raged and we partied, and I finally collapsed into a slumber on Xanax, and I woke up at about 10:45 this morning. And since I'm going to the UK, Brian has all of these interviews he sets up. And he just, rather than tell me every time, he just says, all right, if your phone rings at 11 a.m., it's an interview. So he just set up all my interviews at 11 a.m., which seemed reasonable till this morning. I get a phone call, and it's two guys. Hey, hang on, we're just trying to figure out Skype, because it's a podcast.
I told them no.
You know, it was actually, and keep telling them no on podcasts and Skype stuff. But it was actually turned out well. I just jammed 2 cups of coffee down my head as quickly as possible and started chain smoking and trying to figure out how to put words together. So, and now we have a journalist from what happened?
I hit myself.
Oh. From The Guardian in London, who actually flew out to spend the weekend here at the compound to write a story.
Yay!
And so I figured I'd do the same fucking thing to him that I had to deal with. You just walked off an international flight into Tucson, then did a 2-hour drive down to Bisbee. It's like 4 o'clock in the morning your time.
I think it's about 4, yeah.
Yeah, so we threw a drink in front of your face and went, ambush journalism.
I've got a big gin and tonic right here. It's very nice. Quite strong.
I fucking told you. I told... never mind. I told Derek to get your camera so you don't start taking pictures right in my face when I'm trying to talk. His sound good?
Everything's great.
Great.
He could get a little closer on the mic.
Not only
Just pull it. There you go.
are we gonna do ambush journalism straight into the fire? I'm gonna interview me with all the same stupid fucking questions that UK journalists wake me up with.
What? Which is what? Like, are you following?
What
in the
made
natural,
you?
Are you following in the footsteps of Hicks? Is that the usual one you get?
That's the one I get, and evidently you, as the TV critic for the Guardian, is it true you replaced Charlie Brooker?
No one replaces Charlie Brooker.
Well, you're in the same role that Charlie Brooker once. Charlie Brooker, known as the Bill Hicks of TV reviewing.
Everyone's the Bill Hicks of something. Yeah. No, I didn't replace him. We were kind of parallel for a bit. And then he moved on to the stratosphere and is now incredibly famous.
He is incredibly famous, and I'm proud to have him on my resume.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I gave those guys on that podcast shit about giving him shit about putting me in the new Black Mirror. Black Mirror just got picked up, I heard. On Netflix.
Oh, yeah.
They're doing a new Black Mirror.
Yeah. Have you seen those?
Yeah. The only one I haven't seen is the one I want to see is the Christmas one. They did a Christmas special with John Hamm from Mad Men.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, that was great.
That you recently reviewed.
Yeah.
I've read some of your reviews.
Oh, dear.
I'm familiar with your work.
Yeah.
You used a word unseen.
Did I?
Yeah, and I want to know if you're going to be using big words like that in the story about me.
Yeah, no, I am, yeah. But,
what does that mean for my stupid viewers?
Unseen, would that be like not like a bear, I think, probably. I don't know what...
You know what? It's crazy, people, because the story was about ghost bears.
There you go.
What?
Yeah.
It was a review of a documentary, a slightly tepid documentary. It's No Grizzly Man says, I forgot to say your name. Sorry. This is Sam... Fuck.
Sam Fuck.
Just looked it up. It's right over there.
Wollaston.
Yeah.
Wollaston.
Yeah. With an O. So, how do you find the United States in the 2 hours and 10 minutes that you've been here?
Dark so far. No, we had some flashes of lightning coming over, which was exciting, and what might have been a coyote apparently running across the road. So
we break out all the bells and whistles for you.
which was both were very exciting. So yeah, it's been good so far.
Now, Sam, as a writer, I see that in the UK you use the letter U in words like favorite or color.
Yeah.
How are you going to make the transition to writing in America where we don't use those U's?
Just leave it out, I guess. But that would be the simplest thing to do.
Well, I guess that's. I have a whole list of these stupid fucking questions. Anyway, I left a. So you're staying at the compound. Let's fuck the stupid questions.
Don't do.
Yeah, he's here. The ones I always get are the superlatives that you can't answer. What's the worst show you ever had? I mean, in 25 years, you think one stands out? Like if I would have to get shot at or something. What's the worst review you ever wrote?
The worst review I ever wrote? The bear one, I think. The Ursine one. That was pretty bad.
I think you're just trying to remember one, and I led the witness.
Yeah. You must have watched some piles of shite.
Yeah, but the question was, what was the worst review you've written?
Oh, yeah.
Not what was the worst thing I've watched.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, and I've watched a lot of shite.
Have you ever had to
as well?
Either not write or for political reasons, like go soft on someone?
What do you mean political reasons?
Like you know the guy, or
have
to throw out a fluff piece.
Yeah, or yeah, I've done that. I've done fluff because of various reasons.
That stinks.
Yeah, it stinks. Yeah, I'm not proud of it.
I have a lot of good friends that are comedians that you go, you know what? If I say you got to go to this show, I feel partially responsible, and there's sometimes you get a
I know.
tweet.
Yeah, I've seen the emails.
What else do you get from the British interviews? I just need to know so I can try and be different.
Well, where do you get your ideas from?
Where do you get your ideas from?
Yeah. Where does anyone get their ideas from? They come into your fucking head.
Do you
vending machines?
Do you shock for the sake of it? Do you get that probably?
Yeah, I actually had that in my dumb notes for you.
I've got that in my list of questions to ask.
Okay. How far is too far, and where do you draw the line?
Are there limits? Yeah.
Is there any TV you won't review?
Yeah, there is TV I won't review.
Is there what?
No, there isn't. I'll review anything. Yeah, I'll go.
Do you have carte blanche to review what you want, or are you told you must review this show?
So I get hint. They tell me a little bit. They steer me a bit, and sometimes I can.
I like the idea they give you hints. Like it's a parlor game. We'll give you a hint.
Yeah, it's just a big parlor game, basically. My life is one big parlor game.
Yeah, it's all a big pile of shit.
Stupid questions and a big pile of shit, basically. Yeah, that's what it is.
Okay, let me think. What was the most? I'm interrupting you.
No, go ahead.
What was the most surprisingly good thing you ever watched? Like something you thought, this is gonna be the biggest pile of excrement in the history of capitalism.
I can't.
Exactly.
The thing where you watch people watching telly. That's very good.
What?
Have you seen that?
No.
You watch other people watching TV, and that's television. It's called Gogglebox. And people have cameras on top of their TV watching you, and then they put that on TV.
Honestly, the UK has the worst television.
Do you think? Charlie Brooker's television is quite good.
But just to flip channels when you have no idea, what's what, you stumble across. I would watch music videos over there, like MTV shitty, just because there was no other options. Everything else looks like it's filmed like all those old Victorian, soap opera looking shows, and then what's the famous one? The trailer parky one.
Downton Abbey?
No.
EastEnders?
Yeah, I think that's the one.
Coronation Street?
Coronation Street.
Yeah.
These are on, like, you have 9 channels, but, like, they'll repeat different shows. Like, wasn't that just on a different channel 2 hours ago?
Mm-hmm.
Awful, dreadful. So I really,
Sympathize.
I feel bad for what you have to do.
Yeah, well,
Is sit through British television.
How many hours a day do you have to do it?
maybe 5 hours a day.
Okay.
Probably. I watch.
Yeah, you must have just a litany of words for boring.
Honor sign is the main one.
There's not a thesaurus big enough to carry enough words for boring.
I might have thought it was non-earth sign, but it's definitely un-earth sign.
I don't know. I think I'm not proud of it now.
Okay.
The more you say it, the more I hate that word.
Yeah, it's bearable.
What other questions did you have for me that you're worried about?
Are you a misogynist? I suppose I need to ask that early on.
Yeah, I figured with the Guardian you'd have to ask a lot of questions like that.
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. But the amount of dudes that come to my show versus ladies might spell it otherwise. Maybe I'm just being read wrong.
Is it a high proportion of men at your shows?
Yeah, I think our Facebook demographic is...
It's different in the UK. It's definitely different in the UK.
Oh yeah, I need to ask you about the UK and the differences between UK audiences. Is that okay to ask?
That's
that boring?
the one that I heard it one too many times. Not this morning, also this morning, but yesterday when I was really, I was coming out of Safeway and I forgot, so I'm sitting in my car. And the guy came with that question, and I just said, "That's the stupidest fucking question."
That was my second one after the.
Yeah, that's in every single interview, and because it's like saying, what's the difference between a Wednesday show and a Thursday show? It depends. Like, there's no.
But it might be quite interesting what what people find good about you in different places. That I think it's not that boring. I think it's interesting.
Yeah, and people do ask. I guess it has some merit. But they are generally a little bit more reserved, and I say that, and then I go to Glasgow, and it's fucking chaos.
More reserved in the UK.
Generally, yeah, it's more, but that has a lot to do with the venues.
Yeah.
When I was playing Leicester Square Theatre, it's a proper theatre, and people tend to treat it as such. But if you're in a comedy club, it can be absolutely brutal. It can be like black audiences here.
Yeah.
So it depends on the venue. It depends on the night. Friday, Saturday is a bigger deal over there than it is over here.
Yeah. Like
everyone has their hands in their pockets Monday through Friday and keeps their mouth shut and then drinks themselves into oblivion on Friday, Saturday.
Yeah.
Where here you can get that on a Tuesday. You can get that same kind of chaos midweek. But again, it really boils down to more of the demographics of the actual show than you're in Scotland or you're in Wales.
Yeah. Okay. You're right. It was a bit of a boring question.
It's
I liked it.
I guess it's one you'd have to ask because people ask me over there. Yeah. First of all, how do you like it over here?
Yeah.
Well, it depends. This sandwich sucks.
How do you like it over there?
You know what?
I'll ask you. How do you like it over there?
I complain about the UK endlessly. And after 10 years or 12 years of going there, I think most of it boils down to alcohol. Because that's what I base most of my day around is cocktailing. So just the minor differences in how I enjoy drinking make up for a huge portion of my opinion about the UK. They don't use ice. If they do, they're hollow cubes and only a few that melt quickly. You don't get a little straw like this. You have a measured shot.
What is it for? I don't know what to do with it. What is this straw for?
You know what?
It just slips around the whole time. It's getting in the way.
I'd sip out of it because
taking it out.
I sip out of it because when we're podcasting, the ice will rattle around if I'm drinking like it's clumsier without the straw. I just like the straw.
That's the purpose of it, to stop the ice rattling.
No, I can sip from it without having to tilt the glass. And I tend to measure my drinking better than
you actually drink through the straw.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
It's very covert. If you're listening and you got headphones on, like a lot of people listen to podcasts, and you'll hear he doesn't like mouth noises. from anyone or himself, and that cuts down the slurping.
Also on stage, as your ice melts, if you're drinking out of the glass, then you'll get the errant half melted cube in your mouth, and then you have to chew the fucking thing up in the middle of a joke. So it's technically it works better, but still, I like to drink out of that. You don't have bar stools over there generally. People stand at the bar.
We stand up
and wedge in.
Standing up is good to drink, I think.
Yeah,
This
seahorse posture is built from sitting in a stool, slumped over the bar, slowly spilling my way into it.
Yeah.
Another thing.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. I have to say, bacon. Bacon the world over drives you insane.
Bacon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He goes insane over bacon.
The cured meat.
Is
that what we're talking about?
Well, not Kevin.
Have you had American bacon? Like strips, crispy?
Yes, I have. Not yet, but hopefully I'll have it soon.
Goddamn well. Put it on the list, Derek.
Yeah, it's on the list.
Don't worry, we're gonna go to a break soon because I never do podcasts sober, and this is my first drink. But I wanted to just to fuck with you, put a mic in your face as soon as you flew 14 hours and drove another 2. And now we'll have some cocktails and relax, and we'll be back.
Great.
After something. Hey, I'm going to the UK and Europe. The dates are at DougStanhope.com. We're doing England, Scotland, Ireland, Denmark, Iceland, Amsterdam, Norway. I think we're even doing Sweden. Go to DougStanhope.com. But for the 5 weeks that I'm gone, there's no way I'm going to try to pack fucking podcasting equipment and trust Brian the filthy uncut Scotsman to do it. He can't be Chaille. He will never be Chaille. So my thought was to have Chad Shank fill in for me for 5 weeks and be my guest host of the Doug Stanhope podcast. Well, that's up to you, the listeners. If you'd like him to do that, tweet him at HDFatty, at HD as in Harley Davidson, Fatty, Fatty. And if more people want him to do this and he gets more tweets, it will affect his ego and make him smile more when he's trying to not kill people at home. All-Star Podcast, since you guys have bought those fucking football helmets or are buying those to pay for this. Coming soon, Andy Andrist and Christine Levine. Click. Hey, UK merch is on sale. Where? In the UK? No, just on the website. Can't deal with all those problems with selling merch in the UK, but you can get UK t-shirts on the website at DougStanhope.com and posters. We have, Jim Ether's doing posters too? We got posters. We have t-shirts. We have everything you need to go out in public naked. A poster to cover your genitals and a t-shirt to cover your voluptuous man top. And go to DougStanhope.com and look for the merchandise page. My World Tour, asterisk, places that speak English that will still book me. Yeah.
I heard about your cat, by the way. I'm sorry to hear about your cat.
That cat was fucking great. It's the only pet that doesn't interrupt the podcast. She was so good. Every other one starts barking or crying or... So
more boring question.
As soon as we went to break, everything we were saying, save it for the podcast.
Oh, yeah.
And now I can't remember why I said, all right, let's just go back.
We were talking about your cat, weren't we?
Oh, you were just, the cat that was miserable. Because, she was just kind of normal. And then I realized she was losing a lot of weight. So I go, we should take her to the vet just to see. She seems a little skin and bones. And it was, water built up on her. It's a yucky story. So, like that. It was, because we live in a small town, the vet was about to close on Friday on holiday weekend, Labor Day here, bank holiday for you. And they weren't going to be open until Tuesday. So I wanted to spend the weekend with her before we put her, because like 4:30 and they close at 5.
Yeah.
And I go, well, she make it through the weekend, like, so I don't have to like grab her and race right back to the vet and put her down.
Yeah.
And they go, well, she very well might live that long, but if she doesn't, she's going to suffocate to death and it's going to be brutal. So I just had to run and try to make it before 5. Like, all right, hurry up, get in the car, gotta kill you. So yeah, it stunk. It was a bad day.
And how was that? Did you feel it was a good death or?
If it weren't so rushed,
Yeah.
where you like, I gotta kill you before they close. Like I didn't have a minute to spend, and
You were basically the couple walking into a restaurant 5 minutes before they close and wanting to order a full meal.
yeah, and they have to kill your cat to feed you. Sorry, you're the one who came back from break. You said you had some other questions.
No, I didn't. I had more questions.
Throw my dead cat in my face.
No, I know. I'm
Captain
sorry.
fucking Rainy.
No, but
Cloudy day.
Euthanasia is one of your things, isn't it? I mean, that is you've often talked about it. So,
Yeah.
and it just happens.
And it's so much
This time we're
easier
talking
with-
about a cat.
Yeah, with people, it's easy because you have a dialogue, you have a communication. You're not putting all of your own emotions
Yeah.
onto, okay, what's the cat feeling, and trying to figure out this fantasy world of what you believe a cat wants or needs or is aware of.
But you felt that the cat would have wanted that.
Yeah, rather than suffocate to death.
Yeah.
Drowning in its own fluid, right? Because
Right,
it was
just like
filling with
Mother
lung.
was.
Yeah.
Because you did have a similar experience with your mother, didn't you?
Right.
Yeah.
But I could talk to my mother.
Yeah.
She had no, she wasn't confused or conflicted about what she wanted. But a cat, you go, hey, and that's my best, it's my best pet. I keep yelling at my other animals. It should have been you, Ichabod. It should have been you.
Should it have been this one?
Any one of them at any given time. The other one, the black dog, hates me. She's left me for the Chailles. These are the Chailles, by the way.
The Chailles.
Ggreg and Tracy.
Oh, so yeah.
They're referred to, that's his last name. So,
Yeah.
the black dog lives down there. Ichabod just stays under my feet waiting for food to drop.
Yeah.
The other cat's pretty good. He's my new favorite. I go back and forth. But the other one, the cat that died, I would always say right in front of my pets, Trousers is my favorite. Why can't you be like Trousers?
Trousers was the cat's
the
name.
dead cat, yeah.
The dead cat, yeah. Well,
Do you have pets? I know you have that son, Jack.
How do you know that?
I do fucking research.
Yeah, I have a son, Jack. You don't like them, do you? Sons much?
Kids, no.
No.
Babies, worse.
Yeah, I have a baby as well. But Charlie Brooker's got a baby now. Is that why you don't work with him anymore?
You know what? I've only met Charlie Brooker maybe 3 times.
I've never met him, and I've worked with him,
Oh, wow.
but I've never met him. But he has babies now, so maybe he's gone over to the dark side.
They all do. They all eventually do. Even Joe Rogan has kids, who I thought would never have kids.
I don't know who Joe Rogan is.
That's all right. The listeners do.
Okay. Who's Joe Rogan?
He was the host of Fear Factor. He was my co-host on the Man Show.
Oh, yeah.
He's
I
probably
do
most
know.
known
Oh, yeah.
for he's a
News
commentator
radio.
on he's the commentator on UFC.
Yeah. Okay, I know who Joe. I know who he is now. But yeah, no, I have them. Yeah. But no. But
I'm
no
going to
pets,
ask you
but
how
no
old
pets.
you are, but since you're British, I'm going to let everyone guess silently. I will go with 38 because
Yeah.
you look 50,
Yeah.
and that's a British thing.
Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
Yeah. What do
Like,
you
what's
mean by that?
no British thing?
They age
Harder,
like women.
harder years.
Does that make me misogynist?
What did you say? Age
They
like women.
They age like women.
What, quickly.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm 50.
Oh fuck!
Yeah,
All right.
so-
See,
That's how I look right.
you look
then.
your age.
Ah, great. Well, that's
Good.
good. Ah. How old are you? 48.
Yeah.
You look.
You did some research.
I did my research. Yeah. You
I
look.
used to work at the carnival.
You look younger. Actually, you look.
Well, that's why I stay in bar light.
Yeah.
Wait till you wake up next to me.
They wouldn't sell us the bar lights until he put in a bar.
So here's the deal. This is what Sam flew into, not knowing what he's flying into.
Yeah.
Not only is it opening weekend of football, but Andy Andrist and Christine Levine are doing a show tonight in Tucson, and then after the show, they're coming down for the whole weekend. Sam's here the whole weekend. So the entire place, including the Shitty Dell trailer park, where the tin can rehab trailer, I actually got a second one that matches it. So there's 2 down there. There's the rape trailer. There's the guest house. So you're in the guest house.
Guest house, yeah. Thank you.
The little house.
Yeah.
And Andy and Christine, you don't know, Andy Andrist is just a pile of falling down problems. He's the funniest guy in the world, but he's
Is he the unbookable?
Yes. Yeah. They were both unbookables.
Unbookables,
And,
yeah.
And they're traveling with 2 other comedians, which I didn't know about. So the 2 other comedians, this place is jam-packed.
Why didn't you get them on your podcast? Because comedians are funny, not the British, jet-lagged British journalists.
Yeah. We can follow this up.
Yeah.
You know what? We can do part 1 now.
Yeah.
And then
part 2 is going to be,
part 2 at the end.
It's going to pick up, I think.
We really don't have any bosses. We can do whatever we want.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, it was a suggestion.
If we start it with this, we can end it part 2 in the same podcast Sunday night after you've experienced this wall of chaos, this drunken tornado of comics.
Yeah.
I think most of the time they'll probably be scouring the streets of old Bisbee looking for drugs, because that's what they do. I'm not really much of a drug guy anymore, but
and what would you find in old Bisbee if you were looking for drugs?
Andy would huff off a gassy rag if he couldn't find anything else. I'm being facetious, but they'll look for shitty stepped on Bisbee cocaine, probably,
or across the border.
Yeah, or if they go across the border and just get Ritalin or Adderall.
Oh, that's on my list of shitty British questions to ask about. Is the border? I think.
Oh yeah, there's absolutely no problem. In fact, I tweeted during the Republican debate.
Trump seems to be a lot about that border, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's huge on the border. So while he was talking, I went outside and took a picture of a monsoon cloud coming over a sleepy hill behind my house.
Yeah.
And said, "This is coming in illegally over the border, Mr. Trump. How can you stop it?" And then I didn't do it because I didn't want to creep the guy out. But
creep out.
My landscaper was working on the lawn across the street. He's a white dude. And I wanted to take a picture of my white landscaper here on the border. Stealing American jobs? Yeah. Really? We're on the border. I got a fucking white landscaper.
They stay over here and steal their jobs or something.
Yeah, I didn't want to just be some weird guy going, "Hey, do you mind if I take a picture of you weed whacking?" But there's no border problems. I've never. Well, you see border patrol.
There's 3 borders in the area.
There seems to be a border within quite a long way within the states.
Oh, they can fuck with you up to 100 miles from the border. That's the border patrol's jurisdiction. So you have checkpoints you'll go through on the way out where they'll ask you if you're a U.S. citizen, and when you can either lie and use it. Can you do an American accent?
No, I can't. No.
Brian can do one, but he won't in front of
Brian
us.
Was very no, he did it to me on the.
Did he?
Because I'm not American, so to me it sounded good. It was probably dreadful.
I'm sure it's good, but he refuses to unleash it for us.
Oh well, I've heard it.
So occasionally, before he got his green card or whatever, going through that border,
he'd get,
depending on if we were in a hurry to get to the airport, I'm American or.
Oh, really?
Mutter it, yeah. But he won't say, like, he won't
hey,
go
Joe.
into discourse in front of us.
Yeah.
But that's how it's like a Venus flytrap for drugs. Because if friends come in with drugs, you don't get stopped. But on the way out, they have dogs.
So all the drugs stay here. They can't leave.
Yeah, you don't want to leave with drugs. Not through the checkpoint. They get dogs. Unfortunately, it's weed. that they're smelling, and I don't smoke weed, so I don't get anything good. But Derek, our houseboy over there, smokes day and night. Are you a pot smoker, or can you say on the air?
I like the occasional joint. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I smoke pot.
I guess they're a bit more liberal about shit like that.
Yeah, it
They
seems.
don't drug test you to write at the Guardian.
No, they wouldn't do that. Although, yeah, I think it would be okay. I mean, I don't think I'll lose my job over that.
Yeah, the Guardian. In fact, one of those reviews I read, the one about the bear, you're talking about the bear shitting in the woods. And I'm like, you can say shit in a major newspaper like that? That was...
Yeah, if it's a well-known expression, you can. Yeah. But yeah, we can. Yeah,
that's right. Yeah, no, of course. I've done all the BBC stuff with. We'll get into this later.
Okay.
But it was weird the things I couldn't say on Charlie Brooker that over here would, but you could say fuck all the time.
Oh, so what couldn't you say?
Anything that leaned towards religion bashing, anything, soft targets.
Touchy on anything to do with if
I'd probably try to bastardize some of that breast cancer awareness into the stuff like that. That you're making fun of charity. What
charity? I think you'd be allowed to.
There was the
concept of charity is okay. I think if you were
shitting on it,
if you were shitting on individual kind of.
I can't remember individual things, but I remember a lot of like soft touch, like where they're going. Yeah, I don't think. You go, really?
Is it like a standards and practices person like we have here?
Yeah, they'll ration you like a if it's a necessary cunt, you might have 2 cunts and 5 fucks.
we have a very at the Guardian we have a very clear guideline. We have a book that you have to look at. If you want to use a bad word, you have to look at it and you have to be
check
sure
it out,
that it was
like checking out a book at the library.
Sure that there was no other word you could have used, and it was necessary in that instance to use that word.
And
so
there's someone
you can't just say cunt. Basically,
is someone overseeing that?
Yeah, we have a cunt overseer. Yeah, we do. They have that's not their title. They have a different title. Reader's editor, they're called, but their job is to
we know what that
police
means
the
now.
cunts, basically.
Police the cunts.
That is their job.
Well, you are. Yeah, this will just be a nonstop weekend of chaos and
you
drunken
keep telling
comics.
me. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Yeah.
Well, we have the Blues Festival, the Bisbee Blues Festival's in
Bisbee
town.
Blues Festival's in town as well.
Yeah, we don't leave this compound.
Yeah, we don't leave, but you.
But if you want some peace and quiet, you can go up and hear loud bands.
I'm not here to do a kind of like a travel article about the area. I'm here for you. So I'm afraid you can't send me off to wherever you're trying to send me off to before Tombstone.
Get used to that bar stool.
I'm afraid I'm here. This is about you.
It should be fun. Tomorrow we have all those guys to podcast with, as well as Chad Shank. And Sunday is the first full day of football.
I need to be talked through a little bit of that because obviously I wouldn't understand a word of what that was about.
Yeah, you don't. I don't know most of it. I've been watching football my whole life. I don't know what a 3-4 defense is or all that shit. I know which uniforms are my favorite, and I know point spreads. But yeah, it's just mostly a party, food and booze, and
who
try to pace yourself through 12 hours of drinking.
Who would be playing on Sunday?
Everyone.
Everyone's playing. I would say everyone's playing. So
everyone except this Monday night. There's 2 games, and last night there was a game. So there'll be 13 games on throughout the day and night.
Brilliant. And that's all in here.
And out there's a TV out at the patio, and there's a fire pit, and a bunch of loud, obnoxious people.
Brilliant.
And welcome.
Thank you.
And we'll get back to you to see how your weekend went after we've had a normal human being like dialogue. We'll be back. And play the Mattoid.
Party time. Party time. Party time. Party time. Drink your drinks and eat your eats. It's party time. Laugh your laughs and heat your heats. It's party time. Smile your party time. Hey!